Hey, Coach, can you
Hold
start?
on, just a second, I got you. We're in post game with head coach Fred McNair after a loss to Texas Southern. Coach, could you please open it up with a statement?
Yeah, I thought coming in we was prepared to play a good football team, and I told you guys, Texas Southern been in every football game they played in, so just a matter of time and having a good game. Quite honestly, against us, losing 44-10 wasn't an easy sight to look at. So we did do a lot of good things on offense. We turned the ball over. They kept line every play, every turnover they had. They did some real good stuff on offense. First rushing the ball and the big plays came in and we couldn't stop them. So once the process started running, we just couldn't stop them. So he did a great job. Coach McKinney did a great job with the program. I didn't prepare for this game today. Thought their defense played well. Gave us some looks that we didn't really prepare for. Just did a lot of good stuff. We did do a lot of good things to capitalize on the things that we should have.
We open the floor for questions.
Coach McNair, we talked early Monday about going into these types of games and closing out the season. You talked about preparing this week. Did you see anything in preparation for the game that may have gave you pause? Or as you alluded to, the game plan that Texas Southern put out was a little different than what you prepared for?
Yeah, just coming into it, I thought we prepared for some of the things they was going to do to us, offense and defense, but I think they threw a couple more wrinkles in that we didn't prepare for, with the reverse pass for a touchdown, then they had a couple of big plays and all that kind of stuff. That come within coaching, so I thought we did some good stuff offensively. Defense at time, we made some stops here in the second half of it, but I thought we was prepared to play a good football team, and this is a game that I thought they came out and did some good stuff against us, and won this football game. Credit those guys on that side of the field for the things they did so well and scored a lot of points.
I apologize, Ms. Dr. Bills, inside the HBCU Sports Lab.
Yes, sir.
Charles Bishop, Dr. Fields, inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Coach, last week, big sort of emotional rivalry game against Southern. Do you think that might have played a part in coming in today's game play?
Not every week we prepare, just like any other. We prepare for Southern and had a great game against Southern and prepare for Texas the same way. We always prepare to play a good football team. Which any given day, in this conference, you get your butt beat like we did tonight in terms of what we could have done and what we should have done. But that's how we just credit those guys on that side over there, those coaches over there for having a good game plan together. They did a great job executing in terms of what they're supposed to do.
Coach, were you surprised that your guys started to lose composure with the personal fouls?
I thought it was going to be, every game we played is a chip game. But I think the guys were just pressing themselves, trying to make something happen. And then you can't get out of character. That's the biggest thing. Quarterback got a personal foul. That's not his game. You make a bad play, you live it and move on. But you don't come over and brush against another player like that. We don't teach that at all. That's not the things we do. I think some of the guys was out of character in terms of what they should have did. With the one guy that ejected,
Is that number 46?
46, yeah. They called him penalty on the play, which the whistle didn't blow. The play was still live, so you throw a flag for a penalty the ball wasn't dead. And I asked the referee on the same thing. Their guy picked the ball up any time, and I knew he'd do it on a punt, and that's what he did. But you're talking about blowing it dead, but it wasn't blown dead, so I got to continue to play.
What was your message to your team after the loss to Texas Southern?
Well, the big thing is, we played a good football team. Give them credit. But we just can't let that one loss turn into two. We got to continue to play. We got a good team coming up next week in Jackson State. It'll be a short week. We'll travel back in the morning, a day off tomorrow, and then Tuesday we get back at it. Just a short week, to prepare for a good football team. So got a tough task ahead of us. I think the guys and coaches up to it. To make it all work out to where we can come and turn it into a good football team.
I have one follow-up question. Dr. Lil's inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Just in terms of the game, obviously the first half is what it is, and you try to make a comeback in the second half, but you come out and it's raining. How much of a challenge does that make in trying to make up the point differential in a game like this when you fall back that far behind?
You know, make it tough to throw the ball. Of course, you know, I thought they did a great job of stopping us in the run game. When you come out in the second half and it's raining, and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of tough on the quarterback. We had 3 plays on the goal line down there. I think the ball kind of got away from him all 3 times. Had wide open receivers there, so I chose to kick a field goal, you know, just to put some more points on the board. But you know, it's always tough to throw the ball when the weather is like that, when it's raining. But you find a way to establish some offense. And I thought we did a pretty decent job and continue to throw the ball a little bit. So all in all, you know, just they played a heck of a game.
Any more questions for Coach? Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Safe travel.
We are.
All right, great win tonight for the Tigers. I thought we played a complete game. I think we've been building up to playing a complete game the last couple of weeks, but it all came together tonight. A lot of it had to do with this guy to my left, Ladarius Owens. He's been consistent all season. O-line did a great job of opening running lanes, protecting our quarterback. I think defensively, we had a tremendous game plan to stop the run, force them to pass, and we were fortunate enough to get a big win and come out on top.
First question, Charles Bishop.
Coach, let me ask this question in terms of, you talked about the young man to your left. Make an argument with regards to SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. I know a lot of talk has been towards Jeremy Newsom, but talk about Ladarius.
Yeah, just a tremendous person, first and foremost. Ladarius might be the second player that I recruited when I first got here. And, you know, all he does is come to work, do what he's coached to do, what he's asked to do, and he doesn't complain. He shows up each and every day, no matter what it is. He just shows up and he goes to work, and he's extremely coachable. And you can't get enough players in the program to do the things that Ladarius has done since he's been with us. We're gonna miss him.
Dr. Bill.
Dr. Bill's inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Dr. Bill, this is for the Darius first, if you don't mind, Coach. How did it feel to break the record in such the fashion you did on a touchdown that really in a lot of ways sealed the game and it culminate in a victory for your team over the last 4 or 5 years?
It really feels great. Sure, I didn't expect it to be a touchdown, but you know, I prepared for this all year. I set my goals at the beginning of the year to be 1,000-yard back, and this made sure I hold on to my goal.
Coach, follow-up question. In terms of victory, obviously you've been close in a lot of games all year. You talked about playing a full game. Can you put that also in the context in terms of what you were able to do in the first half, then understanding the weather dimension and how you played a whole different type of game because of the weather extension to push things forward over to the victory?
Yeah, the weather, you know, we started fast. We're a team that starts fast typically, whether there's good weather or bad weather. We have a tendency to start fast. We actually work on starting fast. I think the weather had a tremendous amount of effect on the second half just because, you know, it was hard for us to grip the ball and throw it down the field. It was hard for them to do the same. And it became a situation where, I mean, it was old school football. We're gonna run it until we can't run it anymore. And we got the best running back in the conference. So, I mean, who better to put the game in his hands and you know, he just brought it on home for us.
Thank you.
Joe with the College Sports Report. Coach, talk about those, more so about those guys up front. You know, in the trenches is where things get done, especially when you want to run the ball in this type of weather. How much they contributed to today's win?
Yeah, those guys have been extremely consistent. You know, they're another group of young men that's led by Jack Nance. To his left is Mehdi Torrance. To his left is Aiden Hemphill. To the right of Jack is Dennis Jones. And early in the season, our right tackle was Thomas Brown, who was replaced after an injury by C.J. Marsh. And so when you have a group of four, like Dennis, Jack, Mehdi, Aiden, who've played together, they played a tremendous amount of plays together. They're in sync. And Jack is the leader, and he get those guys pointing in the right direction. And you know, Coach Ramirez has done a tremendous job of coaching those guys and having them prepared. You know, they're just a great group. They've done a tremendous job, both in the run game and in the pass protection game. And you know, I wouldn't trade them in for anybody in our league.
Coach Kyle Mosley, HBCU Legends. Talk about the defense. Those guys limited Howard to only 41 yards on the ground, and they were confusing Allen the whole time. Talk about how well they played.
Yeah, Coach Todd and the defense had a great game plan, and the defense staff put together a great game plan. Our defense has been improving for the last 3-4 weeks. We've been playing lights out. And if you go back to last weekend, we played at Jackson, shut them out in the second half. You know, and our guys are getting not overconfident, but extremely confident in what we're doing. And one thing that you guys don't see and you don't know is that we're playing without 20 players that we came into the season expected to contribute both offensively and defensively. And so that's just a testament to the guys in that locker room who have stepped up when their number has been called. You know, there's I can't name them all, but there's a tremendous amount of players that are playing now that didn't make the 2D early in the season. And it's just been a next man up mentality, and you can see that the team has improved each week.
You cannot go without talking about the job Jace Wilson did as well. Please speak on.
Oh, he's another one. You know, we went into the season not expecting Jace to be the guy. And week 2, he had to figure it out. And while Jace was figuring out, you know, his place on this team, as a staff, we were figuring out Jace. We didn't know what he could do or couldn't do, and you know, but you can see each week Jace getting a little bit better, him improving, and his play improving, our play as a team improved, and so he's done a tremendous job. We're excited about having him. We're glad he's a part of the team.
Coach, we want to ask you about Ladarius' selflessness. There was a crowded running back room for the majority of his time here, and yet he persisted. He was a team-first guy. Can you talk a little bit about how he remained focused on team goals as opposed to individual goals before he got to the point where he was the feature back?
Yeah, well, I think he started quite a bit since he first got here. He just split carries up until this season. He split some carries with Ja'Cory Howard up until this season, but he's a very selfless individual. You know, he comes to work, he does what he's supposed to do, he encourages the young guys. You know, whatever we've asked of him, whether that be punt return, kick return, carry it 5 times a game or carry it 35 times a game. Whatever we've asked of him, he has not complained. He's just done whatever we've asked. We throw it to him out of the backfield. I think this young man has the talent and the grit to be a really good NFL running back, and we're gonna see that he gets that opportunity.
But Darius, talk about your role models. How did they help you to get where you are today?
They pretty much just keep giving me positive feedback on what I gotta do to become a better person in life, not only on the field, but off the field. And
Who are those role models?
when my mom and my dad and my old coach, baseball coach, he been with me since I was like 6 years old. He been my mentor ever since then.
Congrats.
Darius says of the moment where the Jumbotron caught you with your family. Who was that you came over and shared this special moment with?
That was my mother.
Okay, and what was that moment like for you?
An incredible moment, something that I can never imagine doing at this time and this point of the stage. It really brought tears to my eyes to see my mama happy and full of joy. And right now I'm feeling it myself, as you can hear it in my voice.
Last question.
Coach, what's next?
What's next? Pine Bluff. We gonna celebrate this one tonight, and then we're gonna start getting ready for Pine Bluff in the morning.
All right, congrats.
Thank you.